It's possible to put out information without trying to persuade anyone it's true. It's like this idea that you must be trying to convince people. I don't care what people think. I just have a very simple, passionate belief that people should have access to all information available and not just that which the few allow them to have. Once that's done, I'm off to the barmy. Because not only is it, I don't care what other people think, it's more than that. It's none of my bloody business what people think and make of what I say. It's theirs. It's called freedom. So I'm not trying to convince anybody of any of this stuff today. But information can be very useful. I found this in a newsagent's shop. There's this monkey that's just whacked the floor at a rate of knots. And this monkey's saying, I've told you 100 times, don't scratch your ass with both hands, you know. Information can be very, very useful. And what's kind of funny is once you know, and in the second section of this event today, I'll go into this in detail in Iraq and 9/11 and all the stuff that's unfolding now, which is nothing like we're being told on CNN or whatever. Once you realize that once people start to understand the techniques that are used to manipulate them, suddenly what has been subliminal becomes crystal clear, and that's part of the awakening as well, seeing through what's actually going on. Now I have this little system of filtering information and filtering things, and it goes like this. Take a deep breath, take a step back, look at it again. Because all the time we're getting pulled into the detail of the nonsense of the movie. And we get so pulled in, we actually think it's worth voting for this party rather than that party. We're going to be a one-party state in reality. And when you use that, take a step back, look at it again, the world can look very different. And this is an example. In America today, there's about 260, 70 million people. And I know for a fact, having traveled there extensively in recent years, that there are a lot of intelligent people in America. Did you know there's actually a lot of people in America that don't sexually abuse children? There's a lot of people in America who actually can claim rightly to have two brain cells acting in unison. You go back beyond there are hundreds of millions of people who have lived in what has been called the United States since it was formed. Question: why don't they ever become president of the United States? They never do. The people that want to do something for the people in general, the people that don't come with an agenda, they don't get to president. Why? Because United States presidents are not elected by ballot. This bugger wasn't, was he? Bloody hell. They are selected by blood and selected by this network. Let's just have a look at the last few. Ronald Reagan, 2 terms, as we're laughingly told, as the most powerful man in the world. This is a man who had to be given written cue cards to have conversations in White House cocktail parties. If he managed to tie his shoelaces, it was a good day. This man was 2-term president of the United States. In truth, his vice president's father, George Bush, was. And then who came next? Georgie Boy the First. From a family, when you do the research, and many have, that is one of the major hard drug running families, certainly in North America and globally too. A notorious abuser of children, by those who've done any research on the man, President of the United States. 3 terms in truth, 2 under Reagan. And then we got this boy, didn't we? Billy Boy. $260 million people to choose from here. Tells us something. This is Clinton in the early years. I guess he looks a little bit like me, but I swear, lady, I've never seen you before. And then, I've used it, I can't believe it. Have you seen, they're actually opening a Clinton memorial in the mall in Washington. And I've got an exclusive design of it. There it is. It's next to the Lincoln Memorial it's going, you know. Unbelievable. President of the bloody United States. Go and bomb someone, yeah. That position. And then, here he is. Georgie boy. Who shall we bomb today, Georgie? The kids you've missed? Very bright man, very well read. Very well read, Georgie. President of the United States. By Supreme Court, which had a Bush family majority on it, stands back in amazement. He's a very good reader, Georgie. I love this one. Damnedest thing, some goofy-looking guy out in the wings trying to shake hands with me. That'll be your reflection, sir. Great orator is Georgie. I know how hard it is to put food on your family. It's one of his. Someone said to me once, "You make these up." I couldn't make them up. Families is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dreams. Redefining the role of the United States from enable us to keep the peace to enable us to keep the peace from peacekeepers is going to be an assignment. Well, he ain't bloody wrong there, is he? Georgie boy. It's your money, you paid for it. Well, I think if you say you're going to do something and don't do it, that's trustworthiness. See, I told you nothing under here. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. And there are people, I know the guy's surprised, although he didn't get enough votes to get in, there are major numbers of people in America who are still voting for Bush and believe he's some kind of manner of Christianity trying to bring peace to the world. Albert Einstein said, "Only two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the former." Because of that, this is what is happening before our eyes. And as we go through the day, I'll present the amazing similarities, no mirror image of the techniques being used now and the techniques that were used to bring the Nazis to power and hold that power in the last century. These guys, it cannot, and as we'll see, it's not actually them. They're just the point that interacts with the public. The real people are behind the scenes that you never see, manipulating the pawns in the public eye to introduce certain policies. We are facing the rise very rapidly of the Fourth Reich, or maybe the third one coming back where we can actually see it. And it's happening in the same way it happened in Germany, with people going into denial that it's happening. I actually think, naive, stupid, not very bright, when you go into a country, just because you want to take it over and conquer it and control it, so you can use it as a foothold to take over more, and you slaughter at least 7,000 civilians, and you cut children to bits with cluster bombs, I think that's fascism. Myself, I think it could well be. Orwell said, if you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on the human face forever. And I have no doubt whatsoever that when he wrote 1984, because Orwell, whose real name was Eric Blair, was very much involved in the political scene in Britain, I'm sure he was writing that from a great deal of forward knowledge of what the agenda was. And this, on September the 11th, 2001,